I went before the prosecutor, and he brought up the charge that I was originally in there. Well, originally got in there because of failure to appear, and he didn't even bring that up. He brought up the speeding ticket and no proof of driver's license on person, which is what I got in another city. And he said, we're going to give you time served on this, and we got a deal for you. We're going to bring forth the possession charge from another city, totally different city. And I was like, wait a minute, that has nothing to do with why I'm in here, and I have a court in another jurisdiction regarding that matter. So he said, well, what do you mean by court in another jurisdiction? I said, well, I have court in another jurisdiction. I repeated myself, and he says, well, what jurisdiction is that? And I said, it's my jurisdiction. I have claims court. And he says, oh, you're making a claim against the police officer? No, I'm making a claim against the man who stole my property. And he says, oh, you mean your marijuana? I said, you can call it what you want, but it's not, I call it my property. And he said, well, we can hold this off until the 9th of October. And I said, that'd be great. And he said, but you're going to have, or basically you're going to stay here. And I said, well, wait a minute. He says, yeah, we're going to keep you locked up. And he said, unless you plead to this today, we're going to keep you here. And I thought about it for a second, and I made the decision to plead to the case. And I pled nolo contender. And they made the deal. I guess I made the deal with them. I signed a whole bunch of paperwork, and went before the judge. And the judge said, "Well, before all this happened, I think it was funny. I forgot. I didn't expect this, but he said, all right, all rise." And he didn't tell anybody to sit down. And then he goes, "All right, we're gonna say the Pledge of Allegiance." And I was just like, "What am I in kindergarten?" And so everybody in the courtroom did the Pledge of Allegiance. I just kind of mouthed it, and I was like, "This is ridiculous." And then went before the judge, and he said, "So on the speeding and no proof of insurance, how do you plead?" And I think I said plead guilty, and got that because that was time served, that was over with, case closed. And then he said, "So on the possession charge and the tag light being out," I said guilty on that one too. And he goes, "Oh, you mean nolo?" And I said, "Oh yeah, nolo." I was so frazzled and so just no sleep. I just wanted to go home. And so he goes, "You mean nolo?" And I said, "Oh yeah, nolo." And so he
what?
It's called nolo contender or nolo prosequi or whatever it is. They have 3 different terms for it. No compete. It's basically, I think it's
nolo contendere, Bali. It's nolo contendere. It's just means that you don't contest the charges, the allegations that you've done wrong, and they brought you before the tribunal, and you just consent to whatever they deem is fair and just.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he said, he said, "Are you a citizen of the United States of America?" And I'm like, "I guess, yeah, I am." And I didn't say it like that, but I said, "Yes, I am." And I answered yes to basically everything that he wanted to hear. I just played their little game just to get out of there because I was scared that I was going to be, if I tried any of this, all this stuff I've been studying, if I did any of it right there, I mean, I'm in shackles, I'm in orange. I am basically their property, the way I felt, and that they looked at me. So if I did anything different, then they were going to either, hold it over, and I've been waiting to see this judge and waiting to go home. So I figure there might be something I can do afterwards, after I, did all this and go home. There might be something I can do to possibly not get out of it, but change what happened, And so I just played their little game, and they gave me the prosecutor, before he went for the judge, he offered me you're going to see a probation officer for until you pay off the fine, which is a total of like almost $1,000, and then you're going to have to go do a drug test 6 times.
Okay.
And a year's probation, and then I'm done. And I asked the judge, I said, so if I pay off the fine, is the probation over? And he says, no, you're still on probation for a year. I said, all right, whatever, you know, and I just got it over with. And he said his last comment was, shouldn't do drugs, nobody should do drugs, and drugs are bad. I'm like, this is ridiculous, man. It's I don't know. I totally got railroaded because I wasn't expecting them to bring up the other charge.
Yeah.
And I did have a court date set in another court with another judge, and I told the prosecutor that, and he says, I don't know anything about that. You're going to have to deal with that yourself. And I'm just like, all right, whatever, man. You know, I have a claim downstairs in claims court, you know, regarding this matter, and you're not even going to, you know, bring that up.
Hang on a second, Mark. So you see what I'm saying, Bali? What he said? He said he wasn't ready for another charge to be dropped on him.
Yeah.
Did it sound familiar?
Yeah. Very familiar.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to say, the prosecutor also looked at the police report, and he says, I'm going to add a charge on here for obstructing a police officer. And I said, how are you going to do that? I said, the police officer didn't write that out. And he says, no, but I am. And I said, you're going to charge me with this? And he said, yes, I am. I said, okay. And then I tried to negotiate when he was negotiating with me and getting me to sign that. I said, well, you know, I'll sign this if you take off the obstruction of a police officer. And he said, no, I'm not going to do that. I was like, okay, whatever. Asshole. I was just thinking in my mind. I mean, he's probably all of 30 years old, little skinny little kid. Yeah,
but like I said, like was said, what happened with Bali in England is Bali would tell us, yeah, we were beyond exhausted. We just got back from the Royal Courts of Justice on Thursday the 12th. We probably got back at 1, 2 in the morning. We had to get up for court at 9. All of a sudden, I go to court on Friday the 13th. I'm told that I'm going to have to answer for harassment charges. Next thing I know, stalking, communicating threats, harassment, terrorism, and putting forged commercial paper into the public from a trust. And I'm like, okay, is there any other charges that you guys forgot to tell me about? And I was like, you know what? I don't care. They could have 10,000 charges. You know what? We're going to plead guilty to all of them. Who gives a shit? The only thing we're going to do is, yeah, I'm guilty of everything that this man says. He's a very learned, scholarly man. I'm sure he knows the code of England like the back of his hand. Whoop-de-doo. The only problem is this is a common law land, and I've done no wrong. And no man is yet to appear, nor will I believe that any man will appear to make a claim that these folks over here has done anything wrong.
How would that work if you're in Orange, though, in shackles?
Dude, we will. As far as I was concerned, we will.
Okay.
We were up against
it for me, dude. It does. Well, go ahead, Bali.
Yeah, when you're up against it, you're up against it, and you know there's. Yeah, that's it. That's all it is. You know, whether there's a degree of being up against it, I don't know. But, you know, either way, both positions you don't really want to be in.
If I'd have pulled it through for these folks, it would have been ugly. You know, I wouldn't be doing this radio show anymore. I'm sure Bali would say, calls crap don't work. You know, and it said this is just a total waste of time. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, no.
You should have heard me when I got out. I was bitching at Gus about you, Carl.
Oh, we were under tremendous stress. We were under tremendous pressure. Yeah, but what's funny is if I stood next to you in that orange jumpsuit and said, you plead guilty to every damn thing. No, there's no low bullshit. You just tell me you're guilty of every damn thing. But the only problem is you're on it, sir, Mr. Man, whatever your name is that I've done no wrong. And this is a common law land. And the only thing that matters is if a man has done wrong to another man. There has been no damage than any of the acts I have or have not done according to your code. I am an idiot when it comes to legalese. I don't stand under legalese. I don't act under your codes. I'm not a person. I am a man. This is a common law land. You know, I'm guilty of. I guarantee I'm guilty of 10,109 things just walking into this courtroom today from my prison cell. I don't care. That has absolutely no impact on a man, and you are looking at a man. And in a common law land, the only thing that matters is if another man is going to come forth with a verifiable claim put his hand in the Bible, swear across the courtroom that I've done something wrong and I've yet to compensate him. And that's exactly how we did it over in England. I said, oh, whoopee-doo, who cares? This guy comes with all kinds of crazy shit. You think I wanted to hear terrorism as one of the charges? And I didn't even really know Bali. I don't know who these people were. I had no idea what the hell what do you mean by terrorism? I got no idea. They could have saying they were going to blow Parliament. They could have put a train load of dynamite in there. How the hell do I know? But you know what? Screw it. Who cares? We're in it now. Let's go for it. And that's the way you got to look at it. Hell, we're in it now. Wow, what the hell? Let's go for it. Thank God we're in a common law land. Thank God we know the standing and our status. Thank God we know who we are. Thank God we know that we're their creator. And they'd have to recognize the fact that they're looking at a man. And thank God the judge did. Thank God the judge understood. Yes, they were guilty of everything, whoop-de-doo. But in a common law land, oh well, everything was discharged. It's the same thing I was talking to you guys back just a couple of minutes ago. I said I was talking to you guys about every time you go into a traffic court, you're presumed to be guilty. It's not, you're not going into a criminal case. You're not going before a you know what I'm saying? It's a summary conviction court. As far as they're concerned, you're guilty because you have a contract and you breached a contract. As long as you're a citizen of the United States and you're in breach of a contract. It says citizen of the United States. Yeah, sometimes when I can benefit by being a citizen of the United States, but at this time I do not believe it will be a benefit to me to claim that I'm a citizen of the United States. No, I think I'm going to stand on the status of that I'm a man. I think I'm going to stand on that status. And I believe that you're looking at a man. And I think I'm going to invoke common law while we're at it. And this is a common law nation. You know what? I've done no wrong. As a matter of fact, you have to release me until some man comes forward with a claim, a verifiable claim that I've done something wrong. That's the law of this land. That you sit upon, that you stand upon, that your United States of America is a part of. The United States of America is part of the land. The land is not part of the United States of America. You got it backwards, Judge. There's a hierarchy. The land is above the United States. The United States could come and go, but the land will never disappear. Now won't it? That's simple. But like I said, man, it's a learning process, man. Like I said, the only way anybody really gets good is, like I said, it's like the people who are really good are like a Gandhi or a Mandela or a Hitler or a Muhammad or a Jesus Christ, somebody who's, being thrown out of wherever they are. And they got to sit back and think about it and come back again for round number 2.
Yeah.
That's the way it's going to be.
No, definitely. Like sometimes good things happen, something bad happen, but then you go away, you think about it, think, that's what I should have done, or that I can improve it.
You don't think Nelson Mandela wished he could have went the hell home? You don't think Hitler wished he could have went home? You don't think Gandhi wished he could have got the hell out of that prison cell? Of course they do. What do you think, they're crazy? You're like, oh man, you know what? I did the best shit in jail, man. That was the best shit I've ever done in my life. You think they said, oh wow, I can't wait to get locked up to do some more creative thinking? No, they did their time. They're like, hey, you know what? I got some time to think about it. I came back. Now I know what to do. I got this. It's the same thing with me. For years I didn't work. I stayed in the law library. I was starving. I was broke. I had nothing to my name. And that's where I did my best work. If I had a job, I had to worry about paying bills for a house, paying cars, paying for children, paying for wives, paying for toys, paying for electric bills. Holy crap. I would have never accomplished anything. Could have I stayed in my job? Of course. I had a wonderful job working for the railroad. I loved being out in the middle of freaking nowhere. I loved playing with trains and driving around conductors and engineers. I had a blast. But I said, you know what? If I don't do this, I'll never do this. And if I don't do this, all this knowledge I gained throughout these years will be lost. I got to sacrifice something. I got to give up something. And let's do this. And that's what I did.